Hey guys, welcome back to Sabers Forever. I'm John. Today, we're going to be going over the Bowcaster by Blaster Factory. This has been a very fun project, and I just can't wait to show it off. So without further ado, why don't I just jump right in and I'll show you exactly what's going on. Alright, so this is the Blaster Factory Bowcaster. This thing is very big, and for the sake of the video, I have removed the cross the bow section of the gun and the scopes, just to make this easier to lay down and show you the actual what I did. So normally this comes with an aluminum housing that has two acrylic sheets across it, and this just sits right in here. So I was able to get my measurements off of this, make it a little bit tighter so that it fits in there real nice and snug, and then execute all of the components that I wanted to add into this. Now, in order to gain access to the inside, you can gain access to both sides. You're going to need to at some point. But there are three screws on each side. So there's this screw, and this screw. All hold this faceplate on. And the other side I will address in the second half. I'm going to actually stop and flip this over, and then we'll continue and go over the other side. Now, component-wise, just because it's easier to go through everything real quick, there's a kill switch underneath of this knob. And flipping it up will actually engage the kill switch to power on the board. Turning it to the back, like if you turn it counterclockwise, it turns the actual kill switch off and cuts power to the board. So clockwise turns it on, counterclockwise turns it off. There's a couple of Chewbacca boots on the Bowcaster font that I created recently. Shout out to Jesse Kirkbride from Kyberphonic. He helped hook me up with a bunch of sounds, made this job really easy, and I just turned those real quick into a font, which is going to be added to the package very shortly. So, the components are kill switch. You've got two 28mm speakers. You've got two neopixel accents right here. You have on the other side your Proffieboard, the auxiliary switch. There's a recharge port right here, which you can just plug directly into. It's a 2.1mm. I will show that in a flyby shot. And let's just open up this side. You also have a regular switch right up here, along with a GIJ neopixel accent. It's a 9 neopixel PCB. So I'm going to unscrew these three screws. This little black greebly will be loose. Trying to do this one-handed so that I don't have too much in the way of what I'm doing. These will just pop out. This can pull off. If you want to glue this in later, you can. This just goes into this top little recess, and it does stay in there. But I thought for being able to remove this piece, it was worth not gluing in. So you have your two neopixel accents, 28mm bass speaker, and 18350. The positive goes in towards the actual kill key, and actually, that's really it. The big thing to point is that on the back here, there is a little divot hole that I drilled into the actual knob, and so that needs to align with the position of the switch. So if the switch is off, then the divot needs to be on the bottom. So this will just boop, sit down flat. You'll feel that it lined up correctly. Technically, the divot is actually under the 6. So if you wanted to line that up, well, you need to line that up in order to get the faceplate on. I am just closing this back up. Okay. And these do not need to be like super duper tight. This is only 3D printed filament, so you really don't want to like over tighten it, and you don't want to strip it out because then you're going to have to glue the faceplate on, and then you're not going to have access to anything. So obviously that's how you would get to your actual battery. If you wanted to swap it out at a con or something, you happen to have a flathead with you and not a recharge port. I'm going to actually stop here before I just flip it over and make a fool of myself, and I'll just come right back. All right, so here we are on the other side. This has 3 screws that hold on this faceplate. It's these 3 right here. And this specific knob is an actuator for the auxiliary switch, and you actuate the switch by twisting it counterclockwise like that. So yeah, you don't want this screw to be super tight because obviously you want the switch to move, but I'm going to remove these 3. And you can see here's your 28mm speaker, your Proffi V2, and you can see the recharge port from this side. And then this secondary, this little thing right here, this is the finger that pushes the auxiliary switch. So that this goes into the body. So the actual, focus John. So the black screw goes into the finger that actuates the auxiliary switch, and the silver screw holds it into the body. So you don't want the silver switch to be too tight. Let's put this back on. I can start demoing this thing. And again, these 2 screws can kind of do the bulk of the holding on the plate. Not really a lot of weight on the side plate there. Alright, and that doesn't need to be too tight. You want it to be a little loose. Alright, now you turn this guy on. There's a few different boot ups for the Bowcaster font that I made for this. All of them are Chewbacca. Thank you. Special shout out to Jesse Kirkbride over at Kyberphonics. He helped find me and he supplied me with these sounds, and I was able to slap them together into this awesome font. All the boot ups there's like 3 of them. And you get some pretty good Chewbacca moments. The font name also is like his little laugh, which I can probably demo later. But once you turn it on, the blaster has 3 modes, and each mode is stun, and it starts and goes in this order always. So it starts on stun, goes to blast, and then goes to full auto. And full auto, you hold the trigger and it'll do the full auto. You don't have to like squeeze it. So Bowcasters have been horribly represented throughout video games, and they change in the movies and what they do and all that. So I kind of took the opportunity, having 3 modes, to show off all of what a Bowcaster has been imagined to do. So the first mode being stun is the green bolt from the video games that bounces off the walls. So you get, I'm going to just show that real quick. So you get the cool, awesome green bouncy bolt from the video game. Hit the actuator. Now we have the red laser fire from the movies. And then change that again. Full auto. This is the charge up shot from the video games where it would, on release, fire like 5 or 6 bolts. So you really get a cool, like, you can hold that charge for as long as you want. The way that it works is essentially the begin auto is the charge up, the hum or the auto, full auto sound is just the repeated hum of it holding the charge, and the end lock or end auto is the fire. So you can hold the charge indefinitely, and it's pretty cool. Anyways, let's show off that Chewbacca. Oh yeah, that Chewbacca boot real quick.
All right, men, load your weapons.
So we have. I'm going to go through the fonts as well because this is E11. EE3.
You know how to use one of those?
Yeah, you pull the trigger.
More to it than GLG 19. Wookiee religions and ancient weapons are no match for a good blaster at your side, kid.
This is a rebellion, isn't it?
He doesn't seem to take a hint, this guy.
I don't believe it. That's Clone Force 99.
Mouth blaster.
My favorite.
Pew, 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 pew. Whippy, pew, 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 pew. Ma-pika.
Oops. It's very obnoxious. And there's the Chewbacca laugh. So really cool stuff. There's the fonts just keep piling on. Every time you get a blaster from me, you always get my full font package, so it's kind of a sweet deal. If you don't have that and you want to do it yourself, you can get it on my website for $50, I think. I haven't looked in a while, but I'm going to be updating it. It'll have the Bowcaster and all that, and then whenever I do another blaster after this that's different than anything I've ever done before, I'll update the fonts again. So you kind of just buy in, and then you just get all the fonts all the time. So pretty good deal. Anyways, turn this off, and that basically covers the whole thing. When you get this, it'll have a guide on to how to put the scopes on and how to attach the bow, and yeah, and that'll be it. So why don't we just wrap the video here. Alright, that does it for this video, guys. If you like what you see and you want to see more, make sure to like and subscribe to see more cool builds. Definitely doing more blasters in the future, and lots of master chassis on the way. Grandmaster chassis, you name it, they're all going to be here, and I'm going to be doing them. So keep them coming, because I love the content that it produces. If you guys are looking to get this installed or something like it, or a blaster or anything, you can reach out to me at john@sabersforever.com. I'd be happy to answer any inquiries that you have. In fact, my website, sabersforever.com, actually has a lot of the blaster commissions available, along with ready-to-ship section stuff, and if you're looking for standard sabers, a lot of KR Sabers commissions, as he offers DIY kits that need DIYing. Maybe me-IYing. Anyways, I really appreciate you guys. Don't forget again, like and subscribe, and I'll see you again on the next video. May the Force be with you.